I was a sucker from some of those Backstreet Boys songs. They were amazing.
Love the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, you know what? Like, so it's all about the music. If it's heartfelt, it's honest, we're all for it. Obviously, we come from a background, we're a rock band, you know, so we like people who play their instruments, we like people who want to share a live experience with their fans, but at the same time, you know, we respect all genres.
What about the rock?
Nice t-shirt, brother.
I'm a huge fan, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
He snuck in. He's just a fan.
I'm from Teen Magazine, and I got a question. Tell me about the change of the music. You know, it's like the new songs. It's so pop, and you were rock.
You know what? It's funny because I think this record is very diverse. It's probably one of our most rocking record we ever made. And, you know, there's a lot of old school throwback, and you know, and a lot of pop punk on it. We're really proud it's going to come out in February so people can hear the whole thing. But you know what? As a band, we've always liked to take risks, take some chances, and there's some song that we put out, you know, like I Don't Want to Go to Bed, that's really different for us. It's a little more pop for sure, but at the same time you got Boom and you got more songs on the album that are a lot more rock. I think this band has always been the two sides, you know. We're a rock band, we play live, that's what we're all about, but at the same time we love catchy melodies. So I think that when you hear the full record, it's all going to make sense, man. Just be patient. 2 more months coming in February, or 3 more months.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
And my favorite song is God Must Hate Me.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
We all have a favorite
You
song.
had a question.
You had a question there,
What
bud?
about rock music? Gene Simmons just said that it's actually dead. What do you think about it?
James said that for 50 years.
You know what? It's funny. Like, I disagree. I think there's tons of awesome bands that are coming out that love playing guitars and, you know, have drums and high energy songs. I think that it's all cycles. You know, maybe right now it's not the most mainstream. It's not like on every radio, but I think that it's really healthy. Now it doesn't really matter anymore because with Spotify and YouTube and everything, people can find whatever they're looking for, and they don't rely necessarily as much on mainstream media. They can go and seek out what they love, and they come to the shows, and the shows have become even more important, and that's where the rock music really comes alive. So I think there's tons of awesome new bands, and I think maybe in 4 or 5 years we'll be talking about how rock is coming back, you know. So I think it's as long as you stick it out. We've been together for 16 years. When we got signed, I remember people were saying, like, you better hurry up, man, pop punk is dead. And we're 16 years later, and there's tons of bands that are doing awesome, and we're still here rocking out. So, you know, I think you just have to tough it out, and you just have to put out quality music. Who cares what you call it? Well, who cares what the style is? As long as, you know, people love it and you believe in it, and they're good songs, people will come to your shows.
The biggest shows in the world right now are with rock bands. Foo Fighters, Coldplay's coming out.
We just played with Linkin Park.
Linkin Park, you know, AC/DC, all those bands, you know, Metallica, draw huge amounts of people, you know. People still love rock and roll. And it's the most democratic era for music ever right now. There's so many rock bands, so many indie rock bands, alternative bands, call them what you want, but organic bands, they're out there right now, and they're doing really well.
Pearl Jam is playing here at this venue next week.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with trying different things, and for new rock bands to incorporate different elements and try different things. Like, it doesn't have to be like AC/DC style. Like, that's not just rock is an attitude more than a sound, you know what I'm saying? So I think that as long as you come out, and for us it's always been about honest, heartfelt music, you know, that talked about our lives and with high energy songs that were catchy, and that's what we've been doing, and there's variations of that on every album, but at the core, that's what this band's all about.
If music didn't change, we'd all still be listening to Mozart right now. So it has to evolve a little bit.
Meet Ford, do you know who is he? The guy, Meet Ford, do you know who is he?
Mitch
Yeah. Do you
No.
No clue, my apologies.
This guy produced with Bob Geldof like 8
Oh, cool.
years ago. So he said, a few days ago, he said that maybe in this time that is living in the world with all these problems that we're living about terrorism and refugees and all this stuff, he said that maybe music is not the vehicle to incite people to help.
It's not?
It's not right now. It was 30 years ago, but it's not now. What do you think about that?
That's interesting.
I disagree. There's been a change.
If anything, I think people
More than
want
ever.
people need to get together. People want to have an experience and hear, you know, music that makes them feel good. I've never seen as many people listen to music. There's, you know, so much technology right now. You know, you can stream your music, buy it off iTunes. But the shows, people get together, you know, and live those amazing experiences seeing a live band. I know what he's referring to. He's probably talking about the John Lennon writing, like, Imagine, you know, how that probably is the anthem of an era. And there's probably not a single band right now that has that kind of message. But it doesn't mean that people don't care about music necessarily. It's just that the messages in the lyrics are not necessarily as political, but the gesture of getting together, staying together, different backgrounds, getting together to live an experience, that's a gesture of love, a gesture of freedom, it's a gesture of sharing, and I don't know, that's very political to me in this day and age.
I think more than ever right now, I think people need an escape. So a lot of time throughout history, art and music has been that escape, and I think that it's still going to carry on. And you know, like, I get what Jeff is saying and what the guy is saying. Maybe it's less of a global movement that can have a true, like, influence on the world events. Maybe that's possible because now there's not one mainstream source of information or content. It's like everything is so fragmented. But at the end of the day, I think that what matters is when people put on headphones or they go in their room and they play their stereo. If music makes them feel better, then it was important that that music was made. And, you know, like, for us, when fans come up to us, and we're not pretending to be changing the world, but I think that if we can affect one person's life, then, you know, we're stoked and we're happy that we wrote that song, you know, because it had a personal impact on someone.
About the discography, the discography tells you that makes more pop in the albums, because I heard the second coming of Get Your Head Out, and it's so much rock than the Get Your Head Out original. You know what I'm talking about? So the discography are telling you that make more pop.
Oh, you're asking us if we feel the pressure to change our style. Chuck answered, I think, earlier. We're going back actually in Los Angeles to finish the record, and it's probably the heaviest song we've ever recorded. So I don't know. I think it's a very balanced, very diverse record. The pressure comes from us. We want to express ourselves a certain way, but you'll be very happy with the record. It's a very rocking record. There's, I think there's three sides to this record. It's a rocking record, it's a very emotional record, and at the same time, it's a record that brings Simple Plan into the present. So I think it's very balanced.
Chicos, dos preguntas más, porfa, y terminamos.
Por acá está.
Two more questions.
Pero la pausa en español, que alguien me la traduzca.
Yo la traduzco en más.
Ah, ok. Sí, ¿qué es lo que más les ha gustado de México y si les gustaría colaborar con algún músico mexicano?
Okay, the question is, what's what you like so far about Mexico, and if you'd like to have a collaboration with some Mexican artists, what artists would that be?
Gracias for the question. We love Mexico. What we love about it, I think first and foremost, the rock show that we got to play here. Honestly, it's among the best memories that we have as a band. Like, the shows are always really epic and huge, and people are going crazy and singing and jumping around, and it's really special. And I think the culture, the people, how nice everybody is, how welcoming everybody is here to our band. It's been really awesome. The food, the arts, the people, the girls. Yeah, Mexico.
Of course, chicas.
Y de colaborar con algún músico.
Oh, yeah.
If you have any plans, or would you like to collaborate with any Mexican
I think that could be
artists?
cool. Like, we had a Mandarin version of our song. We had a, you know, an Indonesian version. We're always open to that stuff. We had a Japanese version, so Mexico is next on the list. Let's
We need to make more friends with Mexican people, Mexican artists, you know. That's who we collaborate. We collaborate with our friends, you know.
Están abiertos a la posibilidad, en realidad.
Y grabar en español, es una canción. Grabar algo, es una canción en español cantando. No?
Mandarin, you had a
Spanish one song someday.
Not yet, no Spanish yet, but we got it. Yes.
Yeah.
My wife speaks Spanish, so you know, she's gonna make sure that I do
Chuck's
it.
got some pressure now.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Thank you guys.
What's the name of the album?
We can't tell you.
We're gonna tell you on Monday.
Monday is coming out.
Is when we announce the title, so it's gonna be exciting.
But how many songs?
Monday. A lot of songs. More than we ever had before. Probably around 14.
Monday.
Gracias, chicos. Thanks, Ivan.
Thank you so much.
Next guy, awesome.
Buenas noches.
Muchas gracias.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Gracias.